Hey, folks, welcome to the Redneck Country Podcast. You're on with Real Redneck Tom Millard, and we've got the almost guy, Real Redneck Bill. Tom, Bill, are you there?
Hey, Todd, how you doing this evening?
I am good. And, folks, we are excited to bring you this midweek. It's kind of a special episode that we're hoping to do more often, as we've been lucky enough to put the Redneck Country patch, the logo, on the back of an up-and-coming cowboy that has expressed interest as a young man that he wanted to be a bull rider, and so is on his way to becoming so, and we are hopefully, if we're lucky enough, going to get to follow that journey. So we're hoping to touch base with him time to time as he hits various rodeos and does various buckouts and stuff, and find out how well he does and how far he is progressing. And so, folks, tonight is the first of those episodes. We hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, so we had a young lad that was friends of a friend of Todd's, and hit us up a little while ago for wanting to become a bull rider. So the young lad, I think he's about 8 years old. His name's Braden, and he's going to be coming on tonight just to talk a little bit about some of his experiences and what he's got going on. But he wanted to enter the bull riding world, and we're always happy to help out the best we can. We're all in this together, not pros, but if we can share our knowledge from our past experiences, then albeit it's our responsibility to do so. So he's going to come on tonight and talk about Bill the Cowboy that he just.
And I know you wouldn't say it, but I'm gonna compound on that sentence and say that because that's pretty much your whole rodeo world has been that. I mean, with running Bill the Cowboy, and then I got to see it firsthand right up into. Well, I mean, I came to Bill the Cowboy, but build it right on up into helping this young gentleman that we're going to bring on. That it's never left you. So, Bill, much kudos for doing that and passing on your passion, which is the redneck country deal, right? Build the community that you are passionate about.
Yeah, we're not doing it for the accolades or anything else. We're doing it to pass on our passions and experiences, and hope that we can better everybody by that little bit of knowledge transfer. And
70% of that is we get a chance to talk and people actually want to listen.
Yeah.
That's the selfish side. All right, let's bring them on.
Sounds good.
Hello.
I'm just waiting for Bray to come inside.
Is he outside playing?
Well, yeah, we live on a little court, so he's just whipping around out there.
Whipping around. I heard a door.
I told him that your time management skills weren't spot on, so he could go and play for a little bit.
I blame Bill. He can be a little long-winded.
He's back in. Okay, hold on. Hi.
Braden, how are you doing, my man?
Good.
Awesome. Okay, I'm just gonna say hey, and then I'm gonna let Bill drive this because this is more Bill's world, and he can take it from there. But Wendy, know that don't go far. You're not safe. So, Bill, you wanna shoot at the Braden man?
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe
Braden, you ready
himself?
for a couple questions here? And you all right having a conversation about this?
Sure.
All right, buddy. So on the phone, we've got Braden. Braden, you want to say hello?
Hello.
How are you tonight?
Good.
So something tells me that you wanted to do something a little bit special that was different than every one of your friends. Can you tell us what that was?
Bull riding.
Bull riding. All right. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions. How old are you?
9.
You're 9 years old. And why do you want to be a bull rider?
No clue.
No clue.
That's a good answer. He's great already.
That's it. Yeah, he's got it. What about bull riding is exciting to you?
Being the best that I can be.
That's awesome. And to be the best you could be, you got to train and practice, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you went to the Bill the Cowboy school a couple weekends ago, didn't you?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that and how it went for you.
I really like the Bill the Cowboy school because they're really nice people, and I finally got on my first bull there.
And what was that experience like, going from the barrel in your garage to now having live animals in the chutes? Tell me about that a little bit.
It was really fun to finally sit on a bull and go out there on a bull.
And when you got to the Bill the Cowboy school, what did they teach you?
to have my belly out and have my hand in front of my face.
Very good. And what about your feet? What are you supposed to do with them?
Squeeze them and have my feet pointed out.
So when you got down on the chutes on your first bull, were you nervous?
No, not really.
No,
not at all. Can I chime in, Bill?
Absolutely.
Because this is what resonates for me, because I remember when I first got on mine, and oh my gosh. So my first time in that, I was just too excited. But after I got going, it was the looking down at that chute and seeing that much animal. We've talked about this, that much muscle, and going, holy geez, and having to quelch those feelings and just get on. And so your excitement overtook you, Braden? You were just too pumped to get in there anyway. It didn't even bother you. None of that mattered. You were getting on a bull.
Nope. Just wanted to get on it and ride it.
Just get out my way and put a rope on that thing. That's awesome.
Yeah, you did pretty good. I was watching, your mom was sending us some videos there, and I was really pleased to see your progress through the weekend. You did really good. And the rain, did you guys get a little bit of rain too?
Yeah.
How'd you like riding bulls in the rain?
Muddy.
Yeah. So if you could tell people one experience or one thing about this experience that you're going to remember for the rest of your life, what's it going to be?
Don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still going. That experience is still happening.
Yeah.
So forget it. I got nothing to share yet. You just wait.
You got something going on this weekend coming up. You want to tell us about that?
Well, this weekend the Build a Cowboy School's showing a little rodeo.
A little buck out, a little rodeo.
A little buck out, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you going to do? You going to get on a bunch of horses and stuff there, or what are you going to do?
I'm going to get on 3 steers.
Oh, steers. Oh, that's right. And when you get on those steers, is it can you win some money?
Yeah, I can win all the money that they pay for to get there.
So 3 steers, that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, Braden, and we're anxious to hear how you do. And I'm sure your mom's going to have lots of pictures and videos to send us. And on behalf of the Redneck Country Podcast, we're wishing you a great experience. And this is just the first of many different rodeos and buckouts that you're going to go to. So we hope you have a great time and you win all the money.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Yeah. So you're pumped for this weekend. We just have you got your vest?
Yes.
What's on the back of that vest?
Redneck Country.
Yeah, it is. We just got done putting a big Redneck Country logo on the back of his vest. So we're just as much pumped as you are, Braden. That's going to be awesome. Really appreciate you wearing that. Representing when you're out there throwing down some spurs. And don't listen to Bill. And when he says squeeze your feet, he really means squeeze one and kick with the other, buddy. That's how you get the points. That's how you make the money.
Yeah,
I'm kidding. Just squeeze with both of them.
Concentrate on getting your 8 seconds first, then you can concentrate on style points later on.
All right, Wendy, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Okay, tell us. You're rolling to Build a Cowboy. What's your first thought process? As a what do you call yourself? A Citiate mom? Or did I just put words in your mouth?
No, that's what I say.
Citiate mom rolling into let's get Western kind of lifestyle. What was your first thought process when you're driving into the area where this is going down? Seeing the chutes, seeing the bulls, walking up, got to sign your life away with waivers on your son. What's going through your mind?
I was excited for him. I think he's been talking a big talk for the last 18 months. So I was excited to see if he could follow through. But yeah, I would say the thing that I was most worried about was him fitting in, being a kid that doesn't come from
the farm,
nothing,
the rodeo lifestyle.
Life.
There's a lot of those guys. No, yeah, it's that doesn't define a cowboy. It's what you do after you're in that chute and outside of that defines that cowboy. That's for sure. Absolutely.
I can say when I came to the rodeo, I worked in an office, right? But you leave that all behind you when you get there, and you're all for each other and helping each other out and building a rodeo family and community and stuff. And did they accept you after a couple of days?
Yep. Yeah. No, they were super awesome. So it was good. And I think I trusted, like, obviously we were there through advice from the both of you, being my behind the scenes support program. So I trusted that he was in good hands. And I mean, I questioned my trust.
I was good. You give us a little too much credit.
Some life lessons to be learned there.
Again, yes. I know this now.
She must have listened to you, Bill.
Yeah. But the guys treated you good there, and that makes it all worthwhile, you know.
Everyone was awesome. Obviously, we were dealing with like fun little extra protocols, but overall, it was awesome. It was really good.
You know, when I was part of the Build a Cowboy program, my philosophy was you got to make the parents feel comfortable, because they're the ones for the little ones, or the mid-sized ones that are the support staff, the funding. And if it's not a good experience for them, they're not going to want to bring their trust of the little ones into your world. And if that's not there, then the world doesn't exist anymore after a period of time. So make the parents feel comfortable, as well as guys like Braden and stuff, and then it should all fall into play.
All right. And they're looking at what influence is going to be on their kids, right? So that's a big factor for sure. Absolutely. No, that's awesome. So go ahead.
Me, I got a question. It seems like you're over preparing yourself for this weekend. Tell me about your preparation process.
Over prepared.
It sounds
I
like
work a full-time job and run a business. I have minimal time.
Like, it sounds like you're packing for 3 days, and the camping experience and everything. You realize this happens like 8 seconds at a time, right?
Yep. Well, he's got to actually get 8 seconds first.
I have no doubts based on what I saw there. He's got the will, desire, and it's going to happen for him. So So you're ready to rock and roll down the road come Sunday morning?
We are, yeah.
To hear, because it's going to be a different experience in the school.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Yeah.
Oh,
more
no, yeah. Don't give her too much warning, but I am excited to hear how it goes, because you're going to have a few more new experiences. So first off, when he was, you do the ground school in the morning at the Build a Cowboy, and you're cool with that because you're just getting on barrels and you're just getting instruction. And then they said, okay, it's get on time. When he was getting in that chute, what was going through? Were you still excited? Were you a little nervous?
So a little nervous. Like, everyone has asked me this. I must sound like an awful parent, but I was excited for him. I was nervous about like him being afraid to do it. Like, this isn't something that we can just like, don't worry, we'll go back next weekend and try, or we'll go on Monday. Like, this is your opportunity to ride. Like, get on and do it, or just like forget the whole thing. Was my sort of I wasn't telling him that, but like that was how.
Or you're grounded.
That's what makes you a good rodeo mom, because at that side of it, you can't be there saying, "Oh, it's okay, it's not going to hurt."
Yeah,
there's a chance. You know what? Yeah. And to not have that thought in your mind, or to say, "Hey, don't worry about it. Get out of the chute." It's good to not force, but make it okay to do do and want it, and it's his dream, not yours.
Absolutely. And I think we knew like his big game talk was all talk until that moment, and we were both like, my husband and I were both like totally cool with, okay, if he gets on and he hates it, he hates it. Yep. Moving on. If he gets on and he loves it, damn it. Like, okay, we need to figure out a new plan. But he just needed to get on. And like that first ride was, so fast for him.
Yeah.
And he smoked his helmet off the horn.
I seen that. And I'm like, ooh, that was an introduction right there. Hello.
Yeah. And then it was like, literally no sooner did he popped up and ran out. And then there was another kid that was getting on another steer, and the kid wasn't quite ready. And there he is, like, I'll ride it. And Alex, the guy that was running the school, was like, Mama, Braden's ready to get on again. And I'm like, okay, like, I guess we're doing this. Like,
He's in now. You know
So-
it. You get your bell rung. You get up, get back on. Now you a cowboy.
That's right.
so yeah, I think like I was just excited for him. This is like obviously way out left field for us. We don't know, like, zero, like it's like a learn as you go sort of experience, but it's all him. And like people told us like we can't be hockey parents at a rodeo, and I'm like, listen, we don't force our kid to do anything he doesn't want to do, except like the mandatory things children have to do at home. But if this is what he wants to do, who am I to stop him? So I'm grateful that I had a connection that I maybe expressed like negativity towards when I found out that Todd rode bulls, but like, thank goodness I had that connection ahead of time, because who knows what school we would have ended up at, where we would have gone with him. Like it could have been a disaster for sure. So
Really happy it was a positive experience.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's awesome.
it was really good.
So
We'll see how this Sunday goes.
I was going to say, so your next couple experiences. So this one is like, this is perfect because I didn't get this, right? In fact, I just went right into rodeos. Yeah. Can I get a little more of that, please? Thank you. I don't get it from Bill. He sits there drinking his
You're
tea.
not getting it from me.
Yeah,
No.
I have to give it to Bill. I'm the man in this relationship. And so anyway,
Oh my goodness.
So anyway, I didn't get this. I just went right into I just like, let's go. I've never ridden a steer. It was never a cow. It was bulls, the actual rodeo bulls. I wasn't punking out. Like I seen other guys that had gone to schools after I went to schools and watched them get on cows first and build that. I never had that. It was full on. And plus I didn't want to like, I did watch one guy one time that slowly worked his sideways off of a cow and hit his shoulder in the dirt in the middle of the arena. And I mean, like the cow was just like Bessie going to get milked and dislocated his shoulder. And I'm like, dude's got to go back to work on Monday and be like, yeah, I dislocated my shoulder. How'd you do that? I was riding a cow. And I'm like, so I didn't have to have that, but I was all in, and I wish now maybe I did. I would have built maybe a little bit more better mechanics up front than trying to do it later on. But what you're getting now is, so you did it right. You went to the Build a Cowboy, which again is awesome. And when I did, it was Bill that had that sucker going. And so, I mean, that was, if Bill's involved, it's going to be well done. So, and now Alex is taking it on. It's glad to hear it's still well done. So then now you're going to get to go to a buck out. So that to me is like, and Bill, correct me if I'm wrong, because again, this is your world, but this is the middle area before the big time rodeo, the Ram Rodeo, the Case Ultimate Rodeo, whatever rodeo you want to go to. This is it's the interim. It's not as strict, but it's not a school. It's going to be, you're getting on, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I can tell you, if you want to close your ears, Wendy, just not to get the experience ruined too much for you, but you're right. It is the intro. They may have some music playing. It won't be as fast paced as a rodeo,
That's
but you will have the different stresses and pressures than you had at the Build a Cowboy school. With the little guys, they try to make sure that, the stress isn't the same as on a bull rider as the bigger guys that can put their own ropes on and stuff. You will have help. You will have a little bit of time, but the difference between the Build a Cowboy school was take your time. We're here for you.
It's all about you.
It's all about you. Where when it comes closer to the rodeo, and I don't mean this in a negative way at all, they're trying to put on a show.
It's a production.
So when they have to put on a show and a production, they have to pace it to a point where you paid for that shoot, but they also have to keep the show moving. And a buck out is a little bit different because this one, there's not going to be any spectators. There's not going to be the crowds, the video recording, whatever it is, but you're still going to have a different pressure than you had at the school. And as long as he can, and this is the point of the sport that becomes a little bit mental as well. When I say mental, not crazy, I mean mental as it gets in your head.
That's
a little
questionable.
Bit because of, no, it's not crazy. This is bull riding. It's not crazy at all. But when it comes to, if we get to the rodeo, now you got the stock contract, you got people on the back pens, you got the bulls that are moving into the chutes. It's a different pace yet from the buck out. So like Todd said, it's kind of a middle ground as to to what it is. It's a little bit more laid back than a rodeo, but not nearly as laid back as a Build a Cowboy.
Like for me, so I never got to do I didn't start with the Build a Cowboy, which was downfall number one. Number two, I just went into rodeo, but number two was I didn't get the buck out feel either. I got we're at a Ram rodeo, and actually it was a Case Ultimate rodeo that I was at. So it's a Friday night under the lights kind of thing, because it's starting to get dark. Bull riding's always the last event, and it's about the fans. And was that an eye opener for me? I mean, you watch the PBR on TV, and they put a clock in now because the guys take so long. But you watch that, and they're warming up their rope in the chute, and that doesn't get to go for guys like me. Maybe Bill, because they know Bill might be the champ of the night, and he's going for career longevity points here, that he's going to be top Canada. For a guy like me, it's like, hurry up so we can get to Bill. And so, right. So I can admit it. So I'm getting in, and my
I don't know what to say to that.
nothing. You can't, and I'm not going to give you a chance to. So I'm like, okay, I get in there, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to rosin up my rope. And I had borrowed a Brazilian rope, which we won't even get into. That's a whole other ball game. But I had borrowed a Brazilian rope because, I mean, if you watch PBR, the top riders, I mean, as much as some people hate to admit it, Brazilians are kind of, they could take the cake. They figured something out. And so is it the rope? Well, I'm going to take every advantage I got. But I borrowed a Brazilian rope, and my hand wouldn't even go tight in the rope. And I remember when I'm there, and now I don't know what to do. And they're loading bowls, and I looked on the sheet. Okay, I've got to find my bowl that has this brand on it. Okay, there it is. It's RM729. Oh, now what do I do? And so, they're loading 729. Well, you got to get your rope on that guy. Oh, crap. Okay, so you get your rope on him, and now you get up on the chutes, and now it's go time. You got to climb in. Well, I didn't realize at the rodeo level, which is not what you're going to be introduced to next weekend. That's the buck out. That's easy going. But at this level, nobody's on the back of the chutes without collars. Nobody's on the back of the chutes without cowboy hats. Like that is how it is. It's Western, and that's how you go. So everybody's there. It's full blown Western. Like, they are not messing around, and this is for the fans. And so it is not a matter of Todd sits down. And so here I am looking down at this 1,800 pounds of pure animal muscle that is not controllable. I've got to squelch every emotion I got, climb in, because I've got a chute boss yelling at me. Let's go. It's your turn. What are you waiting for? So I climb in, and I put my hand in, and I'm yelling at everybody, pull this rope. It isn't coming tight. My hand is not getting closed in the loop. And this guy's screaming at me. I didn't even get time to do the warm me up my ropey thing like I see on TV. Like, what's going on? Hey, let's go. If you don't hurry up, we're gonna turn them out. Which then means I don't get to ride them. They just open it, and I just drove an hour and a half and paid, or 2 hours and paid $100 for what? So I'm like, crap. So I take it, and I'm yelling at the guy that turns out to be Steve Foster, pretty well known Ontario cowboy, pretty good guy. And I'm yelling, pull it tighter. And he's like, I can't pull it any tighter. And my hand, I look, and I can pull my hand clean out of the loop and back in again. And so with the chute boss screaming at me, let's go. Alex is waiting on the latches, which I don't even know him yet. And I'm like, oh, okay. I take it, and I wrap in, and they're like, what are you doing? I gotta go, but it's not even your hands. Yeah. So I nod, and away we go. And that was my first experience. So kudos to you, but that is what you're about to come to. Now, with a 9-year-old getting on steers, it is a little bit different. For a guy like me getting on the bulls that they don't even know me, they're like, who's this clown showing up, thinks he can be a cowboy? And he's going to get on like, why? Well, this is the last time we're going to see him, one and done kind of thing. Then that was the experience. I felt like, oh my gosh. So you're doing it the right way. But so this weekend's going to be a little bit more rodeo. And then once you actually hit the circuit, we're excited. We're excited because we want to bring Braden back on every time, every ride. Like, I get a little 5-minute interview, see how he's feeling, see how he's doing, give us an update, see how mom and dad are doing. I think it's a great thing. So I'm excited for this weekend to see how he does. And 3 bulls, he's got to get on 3 in one day.
Well, he talks a big game. He can. Yeah. Like, we'll see. It's like, I don't know how. So again, I don't understand the rules. Some of the language is a little bit like new for me, but it's like 1 guaranteed, and that'll be like his scoring one. And then they can do exhibition rides.
Yep.
That's clear, right, for you guys?
Crystal.
Perfect. So we figured since we're driving all that way, and I know,
you get your money's worth.
We figured we'll, like, if he's able to ride and he wants to ride, then he can. And we've been told it's going to be similar, like it's the same stock from the school, steer wise. And I've chatted with Alex, and he said that they've got a couple picked out for Bray to give a go. So we'll see. I mean, it's all in good fun. I know that, like, I know you guys, like, you're talking about like that rodeo experience, and we've already been talked to about, like, because he is so young, for right now, it's going to be a lot more like training and practicing and not crazy rodeo life just yet. So,
which is the right way to do it.
Yeah, and he knows that, so he's happy to wait. He's just like, I need to pick out my song that gets played when I get on the bull. I'm like, okay, how about you deal with like what's gonna come for you? Okay?
Is it bad to the bone?
He watches things, right? So that's same thing. He's watching the PBR thinking like he's getting that experience, and it's like, no. You get inside, you nod your head to get out, and that's about all we're doing. So.
There were certain experiences from the rodeo that I can absolutely crystal clear remember. Every time that they play a certain song, I hear it on the radio when it comes in. It flips a switch in my head that says, "This is a rodeo song. This was the start of the bull ride, and this is what got you going into it."
Turned down for what? That's the song that does it for me every time. So I remember
think about now when I hear it.
Well, and I remember some of the rodeos, not all of them, but they would, when it was bull riding time, and now the bullfighters are about to enter the arena, they'd put on "Turned Down for What," and out they'd come, and then that was go time. So now when I hear that, that's where my mind goes. I'm with you, Bill. I was just chiming in. I was just relating.
Yeah, there was two or three there. My kids actually said the other day, because they're on Spotify, they said, "What was this song?" It was a WWF wrestlers walk-in music. You didn't know, your ass better call somebody. That was the start of the bull ride when I first started. And when that comes on, you hear it in the background and stuff. You think that's bull riding. That's
Bill's shapping up,
getting loaded,
hat's going on, rosin's hitting the glove.
It. I'm ready to go. But yeah, you don't get to pick your song. I hate to burst this bubble, but there will be songs you remember that you can relate to every time you hear them. So
he's excited.
Is another one. Yeah, so good. I'm hoping he's got a great experience this weekend, and I'm sure we'll be in contact as the weekend goes through.
Yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
I'm excited to live vicariously through him.
Like I said, as long as it doesn't trigger anything for you guys to be stupid enough to want to do it again, I feel safe from your wives.
I'll tell you what, I was just thinking, Bill, what's the most bulls you got on in one day?
Oh, I can't. And when I went to schools?
Well, yeah.
That's a good question. I don't even know.
Because I think I got on 5 once in one day. And I remember because everybody was going to the bar afterwards. Now, mind you, I was older and they were like 19, 20. And I won't even say, but at this time, I remember because I was like, oh, I just need to eat and go. And my anklet got stepped on. So I left my boot on because it had swollen and I knew I wasn't getting it back on. And I'm like, I said to Scotty, let's go get some food and go back and like just hang out. I just want to go to bed at the hotel, whatever. And so I remember I couldn't even, by the time we went from the rodeo grounds to the McDonald's, which was right around from the hotel, I could barely walk. And like, we're talking less than 8 seconds, folks. I wasn't that great. It wasn't like 8 seconds every time. So it was less than 8 seconds for each one of those five rides. And I could barely move from the car. And I remember Scott making fun of me so much. He's like, did you want me? Maybe we could get a wheelchair sticker if we got to park closer. And so while we were walking out from the McDonald's back to the vehicle, all the cowboys were going to the bar down the street. And they're yelling, come on, we're going, let's go. And I'm going, Scott, they're walking normal. How are they walking normal? Like, this is insane. And I remember I went back, I threw on a bathing suit, I left my boot on my right foot, and I went in the hot tub with my cowboy boot up on, and I sat there for like 2 hours in the hot tub with the jets on me and my cowboy boot on. It's still my spur on because that was keeping my ankle from blowing up too big, and hung there for the night. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I got on. It was really, when you put that together, that's less than 40 seconds in an arena. That less than 40 seconds, and I can't freaking walk. And these guys are going to a bar. But yeah, sorry. I reminisced. I just thought of that.
See, what I hear from that is like a weekend business opportunity if I'm going to be trying to.
Yes, because you're a registered massage therapist. That's right.
You know what?
Little plug. Hey.
So every achy person that I was looking at, I was like, seriously, I should have brought my table. Like,
They used
I could
to
make
have-
some money.
They used to have a massage therapist that came around that would do it for experienced cowboys, the whole deal, and that was great.
Yeah,
It's a good business opportunity for you.
I know.
Yeah, look at that. You're going to be there anyway.
Exactly. I'll have to talk to people,
Yeah.
see what I can get.
Good deal.
Yeah.
So
No, right on.
no, he's excited. That's all that matters. He's happy and he's enjoying it, and we feel good about what he's getting. So
Yeah.
Best of luck.
And you're doing it right.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Good luck. Tell Braden to make sure he makes it 10.
sounds good, whatever that means.
We'll leave it at that.